Welcome to this video about developing mobile machines. My name is Beate Sormann and I just finished my thesis about the subject. The rapid development in the field of artificial intelligence is leading to the construction of increasingly intelligent and, above all, autonomous machines. If humans are to trust sophisticated machines and accept AI as an interaction partner, they must be convinced that the machines share their essential values and concerns, or at least act accordingly. Here we come to the underlying assumption of this video. For mobile machines to be accepted, it is important that they behave similarly to humans because this increases trust in the mobile machine. The similarity to human mobile action offers the advantage that AMS are more likely to be trusted in interactions with humans and therefore more likely to be accepted. Various studies and papers have shown that human-like behaviors increase trust in AI. This is important, for example, when used with elderly people, where the use of such a system can support the independence of elderly people but requires that they accept it. But what does an implementation that is similar to human mobile action look like? There is a circular structure of top-down and bottom-up approaches found in all three areas considered here. In the models of moral psychology, in the approaches of ethical theories, and in the implementation approaches of AI. Let's have a look on the circular structure in moral psychology. The question is, how does moral acting and moral decision-making work in humans? Here a distinction is made between models in which the basis of moral action is rationalistic or intuitionistic, or which are based on a combination of these two. In 2001, Jonathan Haidt questioned the role of rationalist approaches of Piaget and Kohlberg and promoted the new emotional intuitive understanding of morality in neuropsychology. In the model of Daniel Kahneman, he combines the rationalistic and the emotional intuitive approaches. The development of decision-making competence based on intuitive processes and rational reasons is explained by Dreyfus and Dreyfus on the basis of 5 competence levels. These two models are based on a circular structure as shown here. How does this circular structure look like in the ethical theories? The usual meta-ethical division of ethical theories in the division into generalist and particularist theories. In generalism, moral norms are constituted in general principles. In particularism, they are constituted in concrete individual cases. However, since there is a class of ethical theories that does not fall into either of these categories, being based neither on general principles alone nor on particular cases alone, coherentism is proposed as a third category by Beauchamp and Childress. In coherentism, moral norms are constituted in the consistent embedding between individual case judgments and principles. Moral values in coherentism is attributed to the balanced equilibrium of just these two, which implies a circular structure. Where do we find the circular structure in the implementation approaches of AI? In AI, there are fundamentally different implementation approaches. Top-down approaches are the implementation approaches that use reasoning procedures starting from rules. These are the approaches of classical or so-called good old-fashioned AI. Bottom-up approaches, on the other hand, are those that use statistical subsymbolic methods to arrive at a result based on data. These are the connectionist approaches such as artificial neural networks or reinforcement learning methods. Hybrid approaches combine top-down and bottom-up modules in such a way that the functionalities complement each other and the weaknesses and the strength of the models compensate each other. As the hybrid approaches integrate the other two and create interaction between the modules, they correspond to an implementation of the coherentist approaches in a circular way. Let's have a look on the big picture now. Of the multitude of ways to endow an AMA with morality, the one is proposed that is closest to the moral actions of humans. Because of this isomorphism found in the circular structure, the hybrid approach in implementing a coherentist ethical theory into an AMA is a viable method for creating a convincing simulacrum of the human capacity for abstract moral reasoning. Thank you for listening.